Okay, everyone, I think we have majority of the attendees have signed on at this point, so we're going to get started so we keep everybody within the time constraints that we set up. First, I'd like to introduce ourselves. My name is John Achille. I am the Vice President here at Coastal. I am a board member for the SPFA. I have 12 years in the construction industry, 6 years specifically in insulation and spray foam. And I have an engineering degree from Rutgers University.
Hi, my name is Tim Newmeyer. I'm the equipment specialist and training manager here at Coastal. I have a total of 21 years in the spray foam industry, which includes 19 years as a technical support specialist with equipment manufacturers, Gusmer, and Grago corporations. I've been in my current position here with Coastal for just over 2 years.
Okay, the next slide everyone should be seeing. Just want to do some housekeeping. Thank you for joining today's presentation entitled Quality Control Steps to Ensure a Better Spray Foam Project. Before we get started, I just want to let you know how you can participate in today's web event. You're looking at an example of the attendee interface, which you should be able to see on your monitors. It's made up of two parts, the viewer window on the left, which allows you to see the screen that we are sharing, and the control panel at the right. Within that control panel is how you will participate in today's event, so let's take a look at that. Okay, you can open and close your panel by clicking the orange arrow, and that'll expand it from the right side of the screen. You can view, select, and test your audio. The audio for this presentation has been muted on your end just to keep everything simple. As far as questions go, you can submit text questions throughout the webinar, so when questions come up, please submit them, and we will be addressing those after our presentation. And our portion of the presentation will last about a half hour, and then we'll do a Q&A section, which will be for the second half. There's also an option to raise your hand, which we'll do our best to watch that throughout the presentation and stop the presentation when it's appropriate to address any concerns. Okay, today's outline consists of two phases. The first portion, we will go over some industry standards for a spray foam project. We can view those as a minimum for this industry, and then the second portion will be what a quality job should consist of, some specifics as far as equipment, product, documentation, what different certifications applicators can have, and some other things that we've implemented and we feel brings a level of quality to every spray foam project.
Thank you, John. First thing we want to go over within the industry requirements is, of course, to have the proper equipment. Here we have the minimum equipment that you need to spray a quality spray foam project. On the right-hand side, we have the fluid transfer pump. This pump supplies the spray machine with material from 55-gallon drums via a 3/4 to 1 inch supply hose. On the left-hand side, we have the actual spray machine. This machine is a two-component piece of equipment that heats, pressurizes, and meters the supplied material and sends it into the spray hose. In the center on the bottom, we have the spray hose itself. A good spray foam contractor will use at least 200 feet of spray hose. This length of hose will get you into most points of access within the average building to be sprayed. This hose is heated and has a thermocouple operated control system in order to maintain proper material spray temperature. And up on the top, we have the air purge gun. This is the most common spray gun being used today. And it's at this point where the two materials first come together and the mixing process starts. The foam gun is completely air operated. The trigger is pulled, The heated, pressurized chemical in impingement mixes and is sprayed on the surface substrate. When the trigger is released, the mixing and spraying stop, and air is purged through the mixing chamber in order to clean the chamber until the next spray sequence.
Okay, spray foam products, and this topic obviously could encompass its own webinar, but for the purpose of this, we'll focus on the two common open and closed cell products. There are 23 system houses, which are the manufacturers of these products that exist. Your open cell foam is typically a half to 0.8 pound density foam, which expands 150 times its original volume. It's a semi-rigid, non-structural plastic with R values ranging from 3.5 to 4.5 per inch, and this is typically water blown. The other option you have is a closed cell product, which has a higher density than the open cell, different chemical makeup, and this expands much less than the open cell. It's a rigid plastic, and it provides additional structural and racking strength to the building. Additionally, this also has much higher R values, and they range from anywhere from 6 to 7 per inch. Along with the spray foam material itself are the coatings, and these consist of thermal barriers, ignition barriers, and vapor barriers. These vary by code, by application, and even by climate zone. We will be doing an upcoming webinar that focuses solely on these three barriers and coatings, and I believe that's, we'll announce it at the end of the webinar, but I believe that's sometime in June. Okay, the next slide, you're going to see some of these, 23 system houses. These are the manufacturers of the raw materials that go into making the foam. Each one is different. Each chemical makeup is it's a proprietary blend. These different formulas make every foam not equal. They have different R values per inch, different fire-resistant properties, and one other very important aspect is these products vary in workability. Some have certain temperature applications, and some are for certain type of specialty spray foam applications.
Okay. The next item in the industry requirements certainly would be OSHA safety. You need to make sure to read, excuse me, the MSDS labels. MSDS is short for Material Safety Data Sheets. You need to read the product labels and follow any local, state, or federal regulations and requirements. The MSDS is a very important document that all spray foam contractors must have with them when working with spray polyurethane foam. The MSDS contains all the information on the components and ingredients of each chemical, but most importantly, the first aid information needed in case of a medical emergency or material spill. Most of the state and local issues have to do with material drum and waste disposal. Okay, you have the appropriate use of PPE, which is short for personal protection equipment. Proper instruction must be given in the use of PPE to make sure that the applicators and helpers are properly protected. Next, we have OSHA's Respiratory Protection Program standard. Okay, the respiratory program is an absolute must when a contractor is requiring their personnel to wear a respirator to spray foam. And all of these items can be found on OSHA's safety requirements, can be found on spraypolyurethane.org. It's a very informative industry safety website. Okay, the next item we have is the general guidelines for NIOSH, which is short for the National Institute for Safety and Health. Okay, and the challenges that we have with NIOSH within the spray foam industry. Strategies must be developed to isolate or enclose the spray foam application area. You need to contain and control the chemicals generated, and to prevent migration of spray foam vapors into other areas of the building. The next item is to develop a ventilation control for the above enclosures, and this will include reducing airborne chemicals, including MDI, which is short for methylene diphenyl diisocyanate. And this is the main chemical component in the A-side or ISO product, which is one of the two spray foam products within the spray foam system. Need to determine the appropriate re-entry time within a building. And this depends on the ventilation rate and spray foam curing time. But with a significant spray foam project in an occupied residence, the recommended reoccupation time period is approximately 24 hours.
Okay, next is an example of manufacturer specifications. All spray foam needs to be applied according to the manufacturer's specifications, and they vary because everyone's chemical makeup is slightly different. Here's an example of a letter from one of the system houses stating occupancy, on-site personal protection, and continuing work after spray foam installation. It's also critical that the applicators conform to the manufacturer specifications to ensure warranty compliance. System houses do offer a warranty on their products, but they must be applied correctly for that warranty to be in effect. Okay, what can a contractor do to increase quality control? What we'll do now is we'll switch gears, and these are some of the differences that a quality contractor would implement. And we'll start off with Tim with the quality equipment.
All right, thanks, John. Quality equipment is a must. I mean, if you don't have good equipment on your spray foam rigs, then your ability to spray a quality project could be in jeopardy. Most contractors use the equipment recommended by the raw material manufacturer, which is used during the original product testing. A good spray foam rig should come equipped with their own onboard power generator and air compressor. And the benefits of this are unforeseen job site power interruptions could cause major delays in your product and affect product quality. And an onboard generator enables a contractor to be self-sufficient in regards to power supply and does not have to rely on potentially overloaded job site power sources that could trip main breakers and affect machine pressures and heats. Here we have some photos of some of the pieces of equipment that we use. Some of this equipment was shown and described previously, and is pretty much the industry standard as far as a total equipment package for a quality spray foam operation. Without giving a direct product endorsement, Graco, John Deere, and Kaiser are all proven pieces of equipment that when maintained properly will give a